Welcome back to Straight Talk and back to our discussion, lively, whatever. The last thing, of course, we were talking about was the windmill project.
Right.
And yeah, Mike was talking about the fact that, if you look at what our own history has been, the seaway, the bridges, the highways.
The things
what
that have been done
you,
to us historically without any
and continue to
consultation
happen,
with the community.
and continue to happen with Highway 30 and so on. Should we maybe look at doing things like that where other people are living? And of course there are people, I've heard some of the political leadership on the MCK Talks Back site using the other side of that argument, saying, well, that's laughable, whatever they're saying over there, look what happened to us, or something along.
And just because,
have to rise above
but
that.
the thing, yeah, exactly. And just because somebody does it to you doesn't mean
It's
you
right
have
to
the right
do
to
it,
do to
yeah,
somebody else.
to somebody
You
else.
know?
Don't make her right.
Exactly.
So it's like I said, I'm not against the project. I'm just, I don't know. I think that it should be done at least with some respect for somebody else, and not just because there's a few businessmen in that community that decide that they want to do that and not thinking of the community. It's because that's happening right
Yeah.
here every day,
Yeah.
where somebody's putting up a building in the back of your house. Or even look at the Mohawk Council. They put it right in a residential area, and there's like people now, they remove their pools because the offices overlook their backyards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's nothing. So why are we going to do something similar to somebody else when we shouldn't even be doing it here, but it's happening? And then we can't blame anybody else for that.
One of the things that keeps coming up though is when you talk about economic things, and I will say, I've listened to John Bud Morris at meetings talk about, like what will the community get behind? He uses the example of this perfect widget factory. But things like casino, come up, and that was at the community meeting. Apparently, one of the things that was raised there was that is that the best idea? Or people are saying that's out there in the community. Is that the best that you can come up with?
Yeah.
Is a casino? Is a casino? Is a casino? Well, then what would be? And one of the things I found interesting over the last week was on that Kahnawake community meeting thing, there's a discussion that I got involved with a couple of community members. So we're talking about, okay, what do you do for economic development? What do we need to be self-sufficient? And so people are thinking about it. And as a community, again, we need to look at that. As people are uncomfortable with the level of gaming that exists already, and the fear of what that brings into the community. I know I've talked to over the last couple of years on the 132 anywhere people have those concerns. So it's things we need to talk about.
But it's because it's because about the mistrust that they have with those entities underneath the Mohawk Council, that people, because they haven't been forthcoming and they haven't been completely honest with the community over the years, people are shy,
are wary,
and are
very wary
about having any project run by either of them because of that. And like I said earlier, I think that if they come out and be honest with the community, and they're not going to beat you up, be honest with the community and tell them straight out, don't bullshit them. Then maybe the people will say, you know what, yeah, and you know what, maybe they'll support you. And if you fail, well, we tried, but don't not tell us or don't lie to us, and at the end of the day, it's what we thought it was going to be in the first place. So
I don't talk about when people say when people say that people in the community are opposed to this and are opposed. Well, what people in the community? And then when you start these crazy games about silent majorities, silent minorities, blah 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 blah.
But for the windmill project, I mean, there's a website if you want more information.
That's at www.ksenergies.ca. So that's all one word, KS Energies.
So go to that. It'll give you more information in regards to the windmill project.
Development and so on.
So if you have any questions, definitely ask the right people and go to that website. We'll try to have something posted on our website, some more information, or even if you don't get this show all the time, you can always go to our website. It's mohawktv.ca, I think it is, yeah, .ca, and we always have these shows running, so if you wanted to see them, or any of our shows anyway, so you can go to that. But, you know, the end of the show, I guess, is coming up, and, you know, we talked about a lot of issues, and we have a lot of issues.
Oh, it's heavy
to come
issues
in.
too.
Yeah,
you know.
because, you know, in this community, there's
We're
nothing
a
light.
heavy community.
There's nothing light. But school's starting back.
Yeah, that's heavy.
For
me,
if you're going back
anyway.
to school, yeah.
Pocketbook. That's
You
what
have a
It's
girl
heavy
going,
on the pocket.
You have a girl going back to school?
Yes, I do. A teenage girl going back to
Where's she
school.
going?
This year she's going to be attending Centennial Academy.
Okay. What
Yeah.
grade?
10.
10. Good luck.
And,
Goes fast.
well, speaking of which, so we're assured that the bridge will be functioning in two directions
That's what I hear.
as of after Labor Day.
That's what I hear.
The
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
our local schools are starting back. The
Yeah.
teachers are already back.
I think the 5th the kids go. Is it the 5th or the 6th?
So the
Kids go
teachers
back.
are already back preparing their classes and getting ready, and it's always exciting when you first start school. And after about a month, you're like,
I love the Bureau on Grow commercial. It's the most. You see that parents dancing. Wonderful time of the year, and you see the kids walking behind.
And until the parents
love
have to get in and pay for everything to
Yeah.
to
It's
go
not
back
cheap.
to school.
It's
No,
not cheap. I
it's
started
definitely not
school
cheap.
clothes shopping for my daughter, and it's not
And
cheap.
there's then there's going to be increases too done apparently at the university and college level in Montreal. So that's going to be affecting the education as well.
My daughter goes to an academy. Is Bobby D was just talking about clothes. It says, is that like
The
burden
uniform, you
light
mean?
because you buy the uniform?
Yeah, to a certain extent, because I still have to get her the fashionable clothes for after school and weekends. But during the day she wears
That's
a uniform.
year-round thing though, isn't it?
Pardon?
That's
She
a
leaves.
year-round
She leaves the home with the uniform, and then she has all her other clothes inside. So as soon as she goes, she changes back.
No. They're not allowed. They're not allowed to do that. but during the day at least they do have clothes to. You don't have to decide every morning. They know what they're wearing. That makes it a lot easier, and it does take off a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I think they had done this. They started that in at the Cattery, right? The uniforms
school,
to
yeah.
make it a lot easier, and there's no competition for.
Labels.
There's
for
a
labels.
Labels.
lot of bullying.
Yeah, so I had that. I had that conversation with Lance earlier, and about I had seen a young man walking up the road with pants on, and they were down there. I'm there like, that ain't no gangsta. He lives at home. And I said, how come our kids are influenced by another culture, and the way the mannerisms and how he was moving? I was like, where's our influence? That's not it.
Last year, when I was still away, we had hired Don Burnstick. You've all heard of Don Burnstick. And there was a kid in the crowd with pants like that. He's like, what gang are you from? And the kid looked, and he's like, you still smell like piss, he says, and you're dressing like you're tough. And but, you know, it's true, and what you said, like with the influence and...
Yeah, but the thing is, you put yourself back. You remember back when you were a teen? You tried to fill in whatever was popular. You wanted,
Red tab Levi's.
you know,
Three piece suits, gold chains, the disco.
Oh no way!
Not me.
My pants were pulled up.
You know,
They
and
weren't
then,
pulled
but
down.
even myself, I went the other way, and I tried to be different.
I remember going to...
But even being different
one
is
day
being
going
the
to-
same. You know
going
what I
to
mean? Playing
school
into
one
the
day
game.
with orange tab Levi's on. I'm telling you, it was worse than not having any Levi's at all. Because they weren't red tab and...
Well, kids, get ready to go back to school.
It's gonna be Wranglers. It's
You know
gonna be
what?
Wranglers for you.
When I started, when I started school at Cattery, it was only the poor people, the poor kids who wore jeans. They call them dungarees,
Oh, okay,
right?
yeah.
Because you
Back
in-
because
back
your
in
parent can't
the
afford
day.
those navy blue
We
pants.
will pull.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
hopeful.
there you go, man.
Yeah.
Times change; they stay the same.
It was fun being poor.
Well, that's another show.
Another show,
Another show.
another week.
Yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Bobby D. Thank
you,
you.
Bob.
If you have any questions or comments surrounding this show or any of our shows,
And Ross.
you can email us at mohawktv@hotmail.com or call us at 632-6397. That wraps up another one. Nyawa and Onigiwe.
Onagiwahi.
Ona.
Anna?